So, welcome again. The first, I made a mistake in answering the question of Barbara. So, I want to correct it. In the process of discovering real self, can you modify the five sheets? And I said no. But the answer is wrong. Or are you just less influenced by them? Yes. The time comes, you see that, I have a luxury car. So my fourth kosha, the fourth sheet, is influenced by the car. Look at it. My expression. So I'm influenced. I'm influenced. So you are not at all influenced. You use the car for instrument. So the answer should be that these five sheets are constantly changing. So it is modifying itself. So we want a desired modification. We want a desired modification where these five sheets are working according to the goal of the East and West. So definitely we modify with reference to the real self. So if we modify with reference to desire, delusion, problem, pain, and pleasure, which is already happening at every moment. Are you getting it? So what we are learning is to modify with reference to the real self so that it can reveal real self in thought, in speech, in action. At the same time, we should also understand this real self cannot be modified. It is permanent. It is existence. It is consciousness. And it is bliss. That cannot be modified. It is the absolute truth. The truth cannot be falsified. If it is modified, then it does not remain truth. I'm looking at you through my eyes. We will also talk about it. It's a beautiful understanding of these five sense organs with reference to the five sheets. So eyes are looking at you, eyes are physical. The shape of the eyes may be good, bad, sharp. Eyes are eyes, part of the first sheet. So I see you not through these physical eyes, but through the faculty of the eyes. That is perception. Sometimes you have seen that the people is blind, but no, it doesn't look blind. Eyes. Eyes are so bright. Eyes are so beautiful. So it is the faculty of eyes that makes me perceive the thought, and then I have a desire, automatic, to see you guys so that I can start this session. So it comes from the Manomaya, the third sheet, and the fourth sheet. I made a decision. It comes from the fourth sheet, and because I enjoy, you do not want to stay in a situation where you feel bad or you dislike or you are feeling uncomfortable. So that sense of the comfort is coming from the fifth sheet. These five sheets are constantly at work. They keep modifying themselves and they present a picture which may be right, which may not be right about this world. Now I'm right, based on the teachings of the Eastern West. So if you had gone through if you have heard the previous sessions and contemplated then you would remember the operating principle. If I remember the operating principles all the time, 24 by 7, half of the journey is complete. I'm unchanging principle. 5 sheets are constantly changing and modifying. 5 sheets are objects of experience, but I am the knower of these experiences. Did you get it? These 5 sheets are objects of experiences. I experience this room, the monitor, and you all guys and girls. So I'm the knower who is different from real self hides behind the knower. So second operating principle is that 5 sheets are objects of experience and I am the knower of all the experiences. Another operating principle, 5 sheets are product of karma, product of action. We will go a little deeper, because if I open up that principle, then will change the direction of this teaching and coaching. 5 sheets are product of karma. One example. I'm speaking. Speaking is an action. Okay? But without any association with any object in person, I cannot perform the act of speaking. So, in every action, there is an object outside, and this body, supported by the 4 sheaths, perform the action. Even if you don't get it, no worries. You get it. Very good. The entire journey of any action, physical, mental, emotional, gross, any action, has 2 elements outside. There is an object or a person and association of this body. That we will take up later. Another operating principle is that I am conscious. 5 sheets are unconscious. No, how can you say that 5 sheets are unconscious and they are matter, and I'm conscious? I'm looking at you consciously. If your eyes are conscious separately, then what will happen? I will be talking to Stephen and looking at David. And sometime it happens, we return. Same thing. If your ears are conscious, then you are listening to the noise outside, huh? And your eye is doing something else. So they are matter. 5 sheets are part, product, and properties of a matter, but I am pure consciousness. You live with these 5 operating principles of these 5 sheets, you will be able to separate real self from how? What do you mean? Hold on. We are moving slowly. So the outermost sheath is the first, which is known as Annamaya sheath, food sheath, height, weight, place of birth, name of parents, complexion, color of the eyes, color of the hair, etc., etc. It all belongs to the outermost sheath. And we are none of them. Energy sheath, body temperature, pulse rate, blood pressure, sugar level, allergies, physiological, biochemical functionings belongs to this sheath. So you see that how intelligently Our masters have separated the two. In modern science, we say anatomy and physiology, and then anatomy and physiology. Anatomy is one part, annamaya kosha, the food sheath, and the physiology or neurophysiology or biochemistry or etc. etc. So we have already separated that. Mental sheaths, skills and knowledge, anger, jealousy, arrogance, desire, etc. etc. Greed, fear, third sheath. Huh? So from today, the moment you are angry, oh, third sheath is becoming angry. Thank you very much. Can you calm down? But when you identify yourself with the third sheath that I am angry, you are living in ignorance. Ignorance causes the suffering. How to manage my anger? You can never manage your anger. You always mismanage it. No, you are doing the same thing again and again. And you see that I'm holding myself. So I'm managing my anger. But anger is inside. So I believe that idea, that understanding, that anger management, there is anger management coaching, Sam. There is no anger management. Then the fourth sheet is intellect sheet. It takes a decision. It gives you the knowledge. Well, if it is not the right, no, it also gives you the honesty, kindness, and discipline, patriotism, a lot of religious affiliation, willpower. So they all belong to this fourth sheet, and the Anandamai is the bliss sheet that gives you the pleasure in contact with others. Did we understand the five sheet? Yes. So I have doubt where the real self is. You are explaining about the five sheet. Do you have an answer? Ashok has an answer. I will not listen to your answer. If I am a non-seeker, then I have a doubt that I did not understand the real self. Seeker does not have a doubt. How come? Let me give you an example. You want to buy a new house, and the realtor takes you to show you a new house, and you visit the new house. The realtor says, here is your kitchen, here is your restroom, here is your bedroom, here is your living room, here is your patio, here is your front yard, and add other things. And then you ask the realtor, where is the space? Where is the space? So you are a non-seeker. The real self cannot exist without five sheaths. Everything that is false in the world, the truth is behind there. The blueness of the sky exists, that's why you have a blueness. The mirage exists, that's why you have a water. Water does not exist, water is false. Are you getting it? You're a husband. You are a man that exists. That's why you are a husband. Otherwise, husband do not exist. Wife. And that husband is made up of five sheep. Wife is made up. You are insulting us. I love my honey. No, no, understand that clearly. Any label consists of five sheep. And that's why it is constantly modifying. Now, we are studying Panchadashi on Saturdays. So in perhaps 13th and 14th chapter, this master comes here. You have a doubt where is the real self? You understood about the five sheaths? Really? Did you understand? Say yes. So now I ask you a question. Who understood these five sheaths? Is the real self. It is here and now. The truth cannot be falsified. The faculty of understanding is intellect, fourth sheath. But the consciousness applied to the fourth sheath is the real self. Did you understand? This master blows our mind. He said, okay, did you understand the five sheath? Yes. So now you don't have any clue about the real self. No. So I ask, who understood it? Who understood it? It is the real self. Then he says, five sheath brings all the experiences, and the real self is the experiencer. Do you find the difference between the two? Huh? Experiences are many, experiencer is always one. Today in the morning, you say it's a bad morning. It's your experience. It's a good morning. I is the same. I has a bad experience. I has a good experience. Five sheets are experiences, and one who knows them all is the real self. See that? Five sheets are the home of experiences. There is no experiencer there. When we create a false experience, which is what we know by the name ego. Ego is made from all these five sheets. Ego is reflected consciousness in the intellect. I give an example. There is a mirror. Sun is there outside, and that sun light falls on the mirror. That is your intellect. And you see the reflected light inside the home. That is your ego. It has to fall on some the physical object, food sheet. Then I recognize them. That is our goal, to find the real self. And there we found it. To make it more clear, the master further starts teaching that the food sheet, now see the beauty of this knowledge and understanding. Now, as we talk of modern anatomy, that whatever we talk, the complex, many elements undergoes a very complex structure that is known as protoplasm. One unit of protoplasm is cell. Many cells work together. It forms tissues. Many tissues form organs. Organ forms system. We have 9 or 8 systems, if Gary will correct me. So 9 systems, or sometimes people say 10 systems, and that is what the human frame is, human bodies. That is how we understand through the science. But through our Eastern wisdom, we say that simple. We say that this entire food sheet is made from the seven, or you can say seven tissues or seven uh, aspects. They are ras, lymph. They are ras means lymph, rakt means blood, muscles means mans, fat means meda, asti means bone, majja means bone marrow, and shukra means semen. We have that level of clarity. And the text is written more than 2000 years ago. Some texts are 3000 years ago. We have clarity. This is made up of the food sheet. The science is not clear about that. They name it vital force. When you give a big name, the moment you hear Bill Gates, it's a big name. The science sometimes gives a big name with respect to the science. Vital force, bioenergy, bioplasma, we simply say it is prana. Prana means 1 unit of energy. So that prana modifies into 5 different prana that takes care of physiological, biochemical, neurological function. First prana, inhalation and exhalation, obviously respiratory system. Second prana is known as apana. It is situated on the pelvic floor, takes care of the evacuation and removal of all the waste and toxins. Third prana is Vyana. So Vyana is situated in the lungs and the heart. It is responsible for the blood circulation. I am doing it briefly. Udana. Udana, situated in the throat, is responsible for speech, self-expression. And the last one, Samana, situated in the belly, governs the digestion and assimilation of the food. Another finding by our masters amazes us. We have a choice to eat the food. You never say, let me sit. Don't disturb me. I'm going to digest my food. You never say. Do you ever say? So it is that second sheath does the rest of it. And how beautiful. You eat chicken or steak or vegan. Prana says, I will digest everything. No worries. No worries. Third sheath, mind, manomai. Now we have why I opened this topic so that we will explain and we will understand. When we say mental sheath, it is mind plus 5 sense organs plus 5 motor organs. So when we understood physical body, subtle body, and the causal body, we understood the subtle body consists of mind and memory, intellect and ego. So here, when we say it's a covering, it is a sheet. It is mind plus 5 sense organs plus 5 motor organs. Their interaction is the mental sheath. Mental sheath is different from the mind. Mind is the seat we already know of all the thoughts and feeling and desires and aversions and attitude and opinion and belief, and that is what we say the personality. I'm happy, I'm sad, mind, mental sheath. I'm angry, mental sheath. So we separate that the mind, no doubt, generate the thoughts, but without the support of the ego, it cannot generate any thought. And that lives in the fourth sheath known as Vijnanamaya Kosha. The word Vijnana means knowledge, fourth sheath, intellect sheath. Intellect means knowledge. This layer is made up of the intellect and the knowledge. Whether you have right knowledge or wrong knowledge, that's a different thing, but it is made up of wrong knowledge. So there is an entity here which takes the ownership of the action and becomes an ego. Are you getting it? Be very clear. So again, this fourth sheath means intellect plus five sense organs plus five motor organs, referring to the knowledge part, mental sheath, mind plus five sense organs and five motor organs, referring to a simple surface thinking. And the fifth sheath is known as the Anandamaya. Ananda means the pleasure sheath. Don't be misguided. When this intellect sheath becomes very subtle through contemplation, through reflection, through regular practice of meditation, many people use the word inner voice, intuition, mind reading capacity, judgmental. I have heard a lot of times in New Jersey. So when I used to explain any concept, and especially the women used to say, "Are you judgmental?" No, I said, "No, I'm not judgmental, I'm mental." We use the word many times in our country. I'm mental, I'm taking all the words back. So this word judgmental also comes from the intellect supported by the ego. We will understand this. And then we come to the last one, the bliss sheet. I'm not talking of the ego conflict and the confusion, that we will pick up slowly. So this Anandamaya kosha, or which we say the bliss sheet, is experienced in deep, dreamless sleep. One example. You had a dreamless sleep, you wake up and you say, what a refreshing sleep I had. It is because of the fifth sheath. And if you are, now I enjoy listening to you, fifth sheath, because I am outside you. Your mind comes in contact with this person, likes the idea, likes the thought, likes the wisdom, and then you say, I enjoy listening to you. Will you enjoy listening to me 24/7? So we disconnect from the fifth seat. Enough is enough. Even it is difficult to tolerate you for an hour. Bliss sheet. Bliss. This is what happens. So we will understand that we will pick up the first sense organs, five sense organs, understanding how these five sense organs becomes the gateway of the information and the knowledge. And that is processed by the mind, understood by the intellect, reflected by the fifth sheath, and that is where the personality, attitude, and behavior is reflected in day to day life. From today, you should tolerate your near and dear ones, including your honey. If your honey says you are crazy, oh, no worries, it is coming from five sheets. Thank you very much. Take it easy. Don't be so serious, Stephen. Take it easy. You see that, so when you take it that easy, you take the word lightly. It is coming from the fifth. So let me modify these five sheets, speak out, express it, and make the things in order. So live with these five sheets all the time. So let us start our eyes are closed. Let us start our practice. Eyes are closed.